Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Jonathan, and welcome back to Money Talks, where we want to offer you financial information and meet you where you are financially so that you're able to stick to your budget, manage to pay off your debt, and begin to save on your path to building wealth. Today, guys, I want to talk to you about index fund investing. How can you pick the right index fund? If this is your first time joining me here on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. So many times throughout my videos, I've talked to you about, hey, you need to invest in the stock market. And even in a lot of the videos, I talk about different index funds and how I actually invest. And the reason why I like index funds is simply this. In my opinion, from a lot of different ways to invest, it's one of the more simpler, easy to digest approaches to investing. Second, it's effective, meaning statistically speaking, it's been proven that investing in index funds far surpasses mutual funds and stocks and things of that nature as far as strategies for performance. So it's simple, it's easy to understand, and it has solid results. Third, they typically are one of the most frugal or cost-effective things you can invest in when it comes to the stock market. I mean, their fees are very, very low for the actual index fund, and that helps, in my opinion, to spur more growth because you're not spending that money in fees. Again, it's just my opinion though. I will say, picking an index fund, like picking anything when it comes to investing in the stock market, can be difficult. Because how many times have you known or you really read about, hey, it's a great time to invest. It's a great time to get in the stock market. We just got in that time. We're currently in that time. It's still a great time to invest. It's always a great time to invest. But this time, it's a great time because the market has dipped and things, you will get more for your money is why it's a better time to invest. But there's no bad time to invest. Some just when the market is down, you're just getting more for your money. But how do you pick the right index fund? How do you pick the right anything that you're going to invest in? Well, first, again, you have to decide that you want to invest. Two, just like I laid out my reasons for using index funds, you have to have your own reasons for why you're investing in this product. Three, when you go to the actual index fund, there are many different index funds, just like there are many different stocks, there are many different ways to buy real estate, all those different things. So you have to actually pick which index you want to go with. Now, I talk a lot about the indexes I invest in, the total stock market fund, the S&P 500. And the reason for me picking those indexes is because that pretty much covers all those items that you would see in the US in terms of stock. And it's going to have the Apples, it's going to have the Googles, it's going to have Zoom and all these different companies you're used to seeing, Microsoft, Facebook, Samsung, you name it, it's probably in there. And if you don't know, the good thing about the index fund, and any stock for that matter, or any mutual fund or anything like that, when you look at the actual, what is called is the prospectus, it's the description of the actual fund, but it tells you everything that's in there. It tells you how much each item is weighted as far as what sections have maybe more weight in the fund. But the good thing about the S&P 500 and the total stock market fund, the S&P 500, for example, has 500 funds. But they are US funds, and you'll recognize the name. And why is that important? Well, would you want to give money to something that you have no idea or familiarity with? Would you invest your money in a business that someone says, hey, this is going to take off and do well? There are some people that have done that, but more often when you're investing your money into something, usually you have familiarity either with the brand or with the process by which that product or service is operating. And by that comfort and education, you're able to make an informed decision. So you know, okay, from an investment standpoint, do I see the growth trajectory being on point with what I'm seeing? The same thing can be said about the index fund, the S&P 500 or the total stock market fund. These funds are U.S. based companies that you oftentimes use every day or have used in your lifetime and that you have familiarity with. And you've seen their growth over time. When you look at something like a McDonald's, when you look at something like a Facebook, you've seen the growth of these businesses. So your familiarity and likelihood of putting money into that, knowing that, hey, this company will actually grow in the future, I believe that makes you a little bit more comfortable to invest. The thing that's different between the S&P 500 and the total stock market fund is the total stock market fund has about 3,400. In investment terms, that means it's deeper, meaning your money is more spread out in as far as funding. So that the S&P 500, over time, you will need to add another fund because you can't just have $1 million sitting in an S&P 500. From a risk perspective. But that's why you have a financial advisor to actually guide you. But again, I don't want to get too far off track, but I wanted to bring you in the loop of things you want to look at during this process. So how do you pick? Well, again, you want to look at something for your familiarity. If you're familiar with the item or if you're familiar with the businesses that the fund is comprised of, then you have to really think, do I believe that this business and the way they're doing things or have this fund set up, that it will continue to grow? And that's why you continue buying. And that's why I continue buying. What I've invested in, it's not my idea. It's watching from advisors, getting direction, but then also looking at actual data for, hey, these companies have done well. They continue to do well. So me investing in them is being a part of their journey, and they're helping me be a part of, and they're a part of my journey to build wealth. And that's why I'm not only comfortable, but I'm passionate about you. Once you get your structure in place, I'm the type that I like to really focus on building the income to throw as much as possible in that index fund for, again, wealth creation. It's important that you understand how you can actually invest and what you're actually investing in. And again, it's not a contract that you always have to invest in it. As your wealth grows, more options become available. As you educate yourself, you may find more streamlined approaches. But when you're starting, I will encourage you, just get started. The thing about investing is it is fun once you're actually doing it. Getting started, however, getting the account set up, all those different things, it sometimes feels like you're setting an appointment to go to the doctor or writing a will or something that can seem more sterile or adult-like. And that's why I would encourage you, if you haven't gotten your 401k set up, go look at that right away. Find that out. It only takes a few minutes to do. But the fact is, it's going to take you more energy because the process to do it, sign up for an account, move money, things of that nature, ask those questions, that is difficult. It is energy draining because, again, there's nothing sexy about that, honestly. But I will say, once you get your structure in place, as far as you got your account set up, you got at least one fund in your brokerage or Roth IRA or whatever you're using at this point, then all you have to do is simply either set up automatic deposits, which I highly recommend because if you don't have the discipline that you're going to stick with it, it's easier for you to set up an automatic deposit because you'll, number one, forget about it, but the work will keep going. But then second, you can look at now truly focusing on how do you grow your income. And the point of growing your income is so that you can always save and invest, but you can enjoy your life along the way. How do you pick an index fund? How would you pick it? Let me know in the comments how you picked your index fund and why you picked it. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like this video. And if you get a moment, feel free to share this information with someone you think it may help. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.